Good afternoon. Well, it's good morning. I'm not sure which to say, but I have a 7 o'clock appointment in the morning that's going to take most of the day. So I wanted to communicate with you early, even though it's Sunday evening, and the fourth week does not begin till Tuesday morning. I really have appreciated the assignments that have gotten in and the discussions that we've had that have a lot of positive to think about and to ponder. So, as we enter week 4, first of all, I want to remind you that next week, week 5, we have 3 assignments to watch and participate in a mega church service and then interact on what you gain or lose by doing that. And then the second one is to a small church experience, some reading or some research on the internet. And number 3 is a demographic study of the area around your church. Now, this is not the city of Chicago demographics. It's the demographics for your neighborhood, where your people primarily come from. So you may have 2 zip codes or maybe 1, but you know how to figure that out, and I encourage you to get started on that. All those details are in week 5 assignments, but if I were you, I would get 1 or the first 2 taken care of this week, because the assignment load this week is not comparable to next week. I'm sorry, but that's the way the course was set up, and I just have to go along with it. We have Myers reading in chapters 4 to 7. And by the way, be sure you keep your content report going. That's a significant part of your learning, so report it honestly and yet keep it up to date. And then the assignment is to present a chart with the kinds of belonging that happen in 10 rooms of your church. If you don't have 10 rooms, make up some potential rooms, shall we say, virtual rooms. That's the first column. And the second column is the kinds of belonging. Now, I want to talk to you about that a minute. Very few churches are able to say this room is exclusively used for this. For instance, one of the pastors I coach, they have a library room. It's used for board meetings, it's used for prayer meetings, and it's used sometimes for counseling. So those are 3 different kinds of belonging. Or let me talk to you about our sanctuary, our worship center. When we arrive early, about 8 o'clock on Sunday morning, there are people standing and visiting and carrying on conversations, interacting, personal conversations. There's social conversations as people sit down in their seats. Somebody comes along and just chit-chats with them. But there's also the public belonging that people sense. And sometimes, following the service, there are times of intimacy between a couple of people. Somebody goes over to the side and they begin interacting with somebody, or they come and ask for prayer. Those conversations can sometimes lead to intimate connection. So, for our sanctuary, I would write down those 4 kinds, and then I would explain how each one of those, that's the third column, how do those happen? And you do something briefly, like I just told you, with lots of words. So that's the assignment that you have to do. And then the discussion board is a theoretical thing, but I think it's good to think about. What do you think the level of belonging that a Moody online student experiences? That's your opinion. Then I asked the question, what could be done to make it deeper? And then the follow-up question to that, would that enhance the class and your learning? Or would it be a burden? One more thing that I have to take care of. It's a good thing to think about. So, kinds of belonging. Good things to ponder deeply. Have a great week. week. May God bless you and encourage you as you study.